Hello, I'm Natalie Brooks.
I'm Heather Ott.
I'm Danny Smith.
I'm Skyland Stevens.
And I'm Kaya Taylor, and we are Craft Academy Team 7, the Hazel Green Academy Revitalization Project. And today, we want to introduce the Wolfe County High School Guidance Archive.
Before we show you the numbers, I want to tell you why this matters. As Craft Academy students, we come from different places, and I happen to come from Wolfe County myself. I know what it feels like to be stuck in a school, wanting to succeed, but not always having access to support when you need it. Imagine being a freshman, adjusting to harder coursework while balancing responsibilities at home or at work. You would miss a review session, you can't stay after school, and you care deeply about your grades, but support ends when school ends. That student is not incapable. That student lacks consistent access. Now let's look at the reality. At Wolfe County High School, the average GPA is a 3.0 and the average ACT score is a 16. Students are graduating, but many are not fully prepared for college coursework without remediation. That gap is not about intelligence or motivation. It's about preparation and opportunities. According to the Kentucky Department of Education, 0% of students were observed using digital tools and technologies to advance their learning. Students were also not observed demonstrating or describing what high-quality work looks like. How can we expect them to perform at a high level when they don't know what this high level is? Think about today's workforce. Email, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, saving a file and collaborating with others. These are baseline expectations, not advanced skills. Yet many students from Wolfe County are not consistently exposed to the tools and ways to build that confidence and mastery. Wolfe County is the 6th poorest in the nation, according to the U.S. Census, and the college graduation rate is just 6%. When students lack both academic reinforcement and digital literacy, they enter the higher education or workforce at an even greater disadvantage than their urban counterparts. The problem is not ability. The problem is access. Our projects address college readiness and academic capacity building by closing that gap, giving students like me tools, exposure, and consistent academic support they need, not just to graduate, but to compete.
Our project, the Wolfe County High School Guidance Archive, an online peer-to-peer study resource built by students for students. The archive is housed in Google Classroom, a platform already used by the district, making this accessible, cost-effective, and easy to implement. This archive is operated by a team of 2 to 4 student ambassadors. These student ambassadors are selected through teacher recommendation and strong academic performance. They are trained using a written protocol, mentored by the Hazel Green Academy Revitalization Project leadership team, as you can see up here, and supervised by Dr. Rachel Rogers. Our archive is systematic, organized, and designed to be simple for students to navigate. So, how does it work? First, we identify high-need courses. We consult teachers to determine which classes have high struggle rates. We identify courses required for Kentucky high school graduation. And we gather feedback from student ambassadors to understand where students feel they need the most support. We are beginning with five high-impact courses. We started with Math 131, a dual-credit math course through Morehead State University, and we are currently expanding into chemistry. After identifying these courses, we gathered original study materials from students who have successfully passed these classes. This includes class notes, flashcards, review guides, and other resources they have already created for their own learning. There is no extra workload. We are simply preserving and organizing work that has already proven effective for these students. Our student ambassadors carefully review each submission for clarity, accuracy, and alignment with course standards. They also ensure that these materials are original student work and not AI generated, maintaining the integrity and authenticity of this archive. After the materials have been approved, our ambassadors upload them, organizing by course, unit, and instructor. All of this work ensures that students can access these materials through clearly labeled folders. No searching through clutter, no paywalls, no distractions. This model is based on a proven system, the STEMX files at the Craft Academy. This is similarly an online peer-to-peer study resource that is hosted through Morehead State University's learning management system, Blackboard. I am actually one of the team leads for this project. I have been working on it for 2 years, and we have 4 years of materials in this Blackboard shell for students to use, any kind of courses that Craft Academy students take. And because I have worked on this project and we have seen the sustainability and the growth that it has had, I am able to provide specialized guidance for our student ambassadors on structure, quality control, and long-term sustainability as we implement this in Wolfe County High School. This project's impact is school-wide. Our ambassadors, they get leadership experience, and they can develop their professional and technical skills. Our students who submit their materials can make a lasting impact on their community with resources they have already created, no extra work. And the students who access this archive, which is every single Wolfe County student, every single Wolfe County student has access to this Google Classroom. They are able to diversify their learning, see new viewpoints. They're able to develop their self-efficacy, and they're able to seek academic support without shame. This project is sustainable. This project is student-driven. This project is built to serve every single Wolfe County High School student.
Let us frame the problem, tell you the purpose, and be clear about the gap we are filling. Academic struggle does not follow a schedule. Students may not be free at 3:30, but might be studying at 10 p.m. or even later. Currently, support structures are time-bound. If a student misses tutoring or even review sessions, that opportunity is gone. We are building a structured peer-to-peer archive that extends support during the school day. Our purpose is simple: to increase academic readiness by providing free, organized, district-aligned study resources accessible 24 hours a day. So, why does peer-to-peer tutoring work? Peer-to-peer learning strengthens retention because students often explain material in ways that are relatable. These are other students that have been in the shoes of the ones coming before them. So, this builds capacity within the student body, and it creates real academic leadership. So on this slide, you will see the prototype of our typical student who would be using our archive with a 2.5 unweighted GPA.
Next, I'm going to show you a little bit about one of our Wolfe County High School student ambassadors. She is a senior taking college algebra, English, civics, psychology, and medical terminology while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. They excel in their class and have a strong understanding of material that their peers are known to struggle with. These ambassadors, like the one on our screen, are going to monitor the work we've submitted to ensure it would have been helpful when they needed it.
As with any successful project, this project has a protocol that provides a foundation for all involved: student ambassadors, our team, and our mentor. In this document, we outline all of the responsibilities of each role, ensuring that all parties are informed and on the same page. Here is an excerpt of the protocol, which outlines some of the responsibilities of our student ambassadors. Our outline is clear, using active, straightforward language to ensure that the mission is understood by all. From communication, documentation, and operation, we have developed a mission and a protocol that will be effective.
Many online study platforms exist today, and they're widely used by students for quick reviewing with a variety of learning tools. However, access to effective academic support is not equal for every student or every community. At Wolfe County High School, students face barriers that many large platforms were never designed to address. Cost restrictions, accessibility challenges, and concerns about academic integrity. They can all limit how useful outside resources truly are for our students. Instead of focusing on what other platforms offer, we focused on what our students actually need. Our guidance archive is built around 4 key values. Our first one, free access. Our archive is 100% free, providing unlimited materials for every student without subscriptions or hidden cost. Second, district-aligned materials. We intentionally chose Google Classroom because it's a platform that's already utilized daily in Wolfe County. This removes learning curves and ensures every student already knows how to access the archive. Our third, peer-reviewed content. Materials come directly from current and former Wolfe County students and are reviewed by our trained student ambassadors to ensure credibility, accuracy, and consistency with course expectations. And our final one, academic integrity protections. Our archive is not an answer bank. We're not hosting exams, and we're not giving out answer keys. We make sure that all of our materials follow not only our policy, but district policy as well. While many study tools are designed for broad, national audiences, our focus is local impact, one that strengthens academic support today while creating a model that can be replicated in schools across Eastern Kentucky and beyond.
You might be wondering about our timeline for this project, and the good news is that we're already halfway through it. We started with selecting a team of ambassadors and uploading the first class to Google Classroom. We then beta tested the project to a group of students and sent out a test of surveys to test its helpfulness and its design. We're currently adding more courses so that ambassadors who took classes this fall can widen the impact of the archive by allowing more students to participate. And our next step is to fully launch the program, adding more classes, selecting a new team of ambassadors, and moving on to the following year.
This initiative is funded through collaboration with Partners for Rural Impact, a program aimed to increase educational opportunities in rural communities like Wolfe County all across the state of Kentucky. Through our partnership, we have established a budget of $1,500 that will be renewable through the PRI grant with Wolfe County High School. A few important costs that you'll see on the screen behind me are a $500 teacher stipend. This will allow a teacher to work with us and ensure that we are maintaining that academic integrity that we strive for. And it will also include a $400 equipment fund for technological issues, document scanners, anything that may arise during this project.
With structured digital notes available on demand, students can review material after work, after practice, or when they miss school for appointments. Support no longer ends when the school day ends. This initiative also develops leadership. Student ambassadors collaborate to organize materials, implement systems, and guide usage, building skills in communication, teamwork, and project management that strengthens their academic and professional portfolios. During the same period our tutoring was implemented, Wolfe County showed the greatest improvement statewide in math scores according to KSA testing. While many factors contribute to growth, expanding access to academic support plays an important role.
This project is not possible without collaboration between the Craft Academy at Moorhead State and the Wolfe County High School District and community. At Craft Academy, we are the base for the leadership of this project. Ourselves, the HGA Revitalization Project, and our professional mentors are all located at Craft Academy. We are also partnered with the STEMX Files, as we mentioned before, which is what Heather is a part of. She has mentored us and is what inspired us to take this project into our community that we were previously working with. Our team, of course, is Craft Academy seniors, and we are the ones that built this archive to be used. In Wolfe County, we also partner with the administration team. They help us coordinate with both the principal and teachers to make sure that this project meets all of their needs. Of course, our students are our main connection. They're both our ambassadors and our student users. We also find our funding through Wolfe County High School and the PRI grant, and we find our base for the project in the Wolfe County area.
Our solution proves that, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Let's go.
It's okay.
Yeah, so free service and volunteer labor and just like a little bit of cost. So not much of a business model, I guess, right? Or like any plans to like leverage the like success metrics and data that maybe is behind the scenes here to have a business model, or just free service community impact is the thing?
So we are a pre-established 501c3 nonprofit,
Okay.
So our business can't follow a traditional business model, which is why we have a little bit of a different one.
And then can you explain the 100% not observed thing you presented in the beginning?
Yes.
What's-
So according to the Kentucky Department of Education, students were not seen using digital tools or technologies to advance their learning. So this is things like having skills in email or other online platforms. So our goal is to get them to be able to be confident in using online technology.
Am I just missing that? Like what that means? I don't get it.
0% were observed using these digital technologies, according to the Kentucky Department of Education.
Is that just because there's like not a formal procedure for doing observation, or because I mean, like I know our high school, every kid has an email, and so what does that mean?
As a Wolfe County student, I can say that during my time there, the only website I used was Google Classroom and maybe Google Docs every now and then to submit an assignment.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what their reviewing process was, but this was the data that they reported.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I was just curious if you could give me some examples of things that the students are uploading. Is it primarily just like study guides, study notes? Could you just help me understand that a little bit more?
So primarily right now, most students take their notes, so it'll be over the lectures that their teachers give in class. They'll take their their notes, whether that's like online or whether that's on paper, and it's just uploaded as a PDF, so it's just their personal notes. We also take things like flashcards, study guides, basically anything a student creates themselves in order to help them succeed in that course. It has to be relevant to the course matter, but it's any of their study materials. We don't discriminate based on how kids learn, because that's the interesting thing about our project, is that we are giving these students the chance to diversify their learning through these many different methods that maybe their teachers weren't getting through to them with lectures or with the worksheets, but this student's flashcards may get through to them. We really just take whatever they use to help them succeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question about critical consciousness. So students might master material and be able to answer test questions about chemistry or algebra, but does this tool, what are its strengths or limitations in creating a critical consciousness to ask really tough questions that go and to look at values, let's say about democracy and its value, or its limitations? What are the strengths and weaknesses of this?
Wolf County High School has Wolf County itself has a 6% college graduation rate. At the moment, we are trying to catch these students up to the level that they need to be. Anything beyond that would be done in class. So they could share notes, develop skills working on this project, but critical thinking skills are left up to them.
However, as we have these notes, we're not handing them like a practice test that they have to memorize the questions in. These are notes that help students, and they have to critically think about how to use these notes and develop their self-efficacy in using these materials, because we're not handing it to them. We obviously make sure that these aren't just test answers that they can just regurgitate. We check with the instructors on that, and so it's just notes that they have to critically think about to understand what those notes are telling them.
I mean, well, following up on this, are there limitations about this approach? Do you know every product has its weaknesses or limitations? What are yours, if any?
I believe it could just be up to student learning styles. We obviously, Wolf County is a very small school, and our student ambassadors are a small pool, and our submitted notes are a small pool. So the issue may be that students may look there, certain students may look and not find materials that connect with them, and it may just be we don't have any students who have learned like them in the past and don't have materials that connect with them on that level. So we may be missing students that maybe have unique learning styles.
Great presentation. I just have a question. I know you talked about that they have 24/7 access to this. So do you know or have any idea how many homes within Wolf County don't have access to wireless or some type of internet service at home?
While we don't have an exact statistic on that, we have come up with a workaround for that. I know from the area that we work in, we have seen a lot of students that aren't able to access Wi-Fi at home. So what we have decided is that through the Google Classroom, where we upload our notes as PDFs, that is downloadable onto any kind of device, any kind of school computer that they can loan out, and they can take home with the files already downloaded that they would access without the Wi-Fi.
Great, thank you.
Do all the students have like a Chromebook or something? Is it available to all students?
Yes, so there is a Chromebook cart in every classroom, and if you take that Chromebook up to the teacher, they will let you take it home.
Okay. So they do have access to it. All right. That's it.
You've mentioned a couple times the low graduation rate. Is there an end game to this? Is there any hope of a future where this becomes an option for people to get their GED? Are you wanting to move this towards maybe being an avenue for people to finish high school you know, because it's embarrassing once people drop out of school, they don't go back to school, and we create this poverty cycle. And is there any hope of changing that poverty cycle and giving these people an option to work towards that? Is there some certification process that your mentor is looking that this could maybe fill a gap
So one issue
in the future?
One limitation of the Google Classroom is that students have to have a Wolf County High School or Wolf County School Systems email address. So if anyone has a Wolf County School Systems email address, they're able to be in the Google Classroom. They would have to work that out with the Department of Education to figure out if they could have an email address and then be put into the classroom. That is not something that we can add them to manually. However, we have seen major improvement with test scores and people graduating high school after our tutoring services have been implemented. And while that may not be the only factor, it is a helping one.
I was going to ask about that. So are you measuring then data-wise the impact that the system has on folks that use it in their test scores? That seems like an opportunity.
We have been providing tutoring services this will be the second year at Wolf County High School, and this is our first year implementing this guidance archive. And so our data is still limited at this point, but we do send out surveys and data collections every chance we get to.
I have another question. If a teacher changes in between semesters, is there any way to know whether those study guides are still relevant? Is that something you've thought about?
Yes, so on every document that is uploaded, it has the course, the teacher who taught the course, and the year it was taught. So the study materials are adequately labeled.
To add on to that, it would be on our student ambassadors that we work with when that teacher changes to ensure that they update those notes.
Okay, that's an important point. Thank you.
My question is, what have you learned about yourself in this process as an entrepreneur?
I believe we have become very adaptable entrepreneurs. Like Heather said earlier, our school is primarily Blackboard based, so we had to relearn how to use Google Classroom because that's Wolf County's learning management system. So that was a major challenge in adapting to that. And we only work with our school for 2 years, so we also had to learn the new community and adapt to the different changes because we're from all across the state of Kentucky.
And to add on to this, as someone who comes from a very rural area myself, I never had opportunities to make real differences in communities that were similar to mine. You don't realize how connected Appalachia is until you go to another struggling community and see just how much the gap is in education. And I know you had mentioned preparing them for college, but high school is so important for building up your resume and preparing yourself for scholarships and preparing yourself for the real world, because some people are juggling real personal things just outside of education. And what I've learned about myself is that I'm not alone, and I've learned how to adapt to not being alone, and I've learned how to adapt in a team setting, and I think that is something that is so rare and so special, to find other people and to be able to uplift them in ways that I wish I could have been. I hope to learn how to keep expanding and keep growing. I know as someone who's very introverted, I have always been on my nerves, and I would have never thought I'd gotten on this stage. And so I would hope to learn how to take a special project like this and continue to let it grow. Because as Heather had mentioned, it's something that we do at the Craft Academy, and I struggled with a class that not only did I fail and am now taking again, but this has helped me tremendously. And so I hope that we can learn more about expansion and giving this opportunity to other communities other than just Wolf County.
Those personal stories might help sell the whole idea. That sounds very strong. Any other? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.